The Industrial Revolution, the nightmare that made the modern world. Chapter 1. The Silent World, pre-1760. Imagine a world without an alarm clock, without electricity, without a t-shirt you bought at the mall, and without the pollution that makes you cough every morning. For nearly 10,000 years, humanity was stuck in a groove. If you were born the son of a peasant, you farmed the same plot of land your grandfather did, and you died in the same bed. The speed limit of human existence? It was exactly as fast as a horse. Period. If you wanted to send a message from London to Edinburgh, it took 2 weeks. 2 weeks. That's assuming the messenger wasn't killed by bandits or the horse didn't collapse from exhaustion. Everything you wore, everything you ate, everything you owned was made by a human hand. It was called the cottage industry. It was slow. It was inefficient. Most people owned maybe 2 pairs of clothes in their entire life. One for working in the mud, one for going to church. You wore them until they rotted off your back. But underneath this calm, pastoral surface, humanity was hitting a wall. The population was growing, but our muscles couldn't keep up. We needed something stronger than a horse, more reliable than a windmill, and something that didn't need to sleep. Humanity was getting restless. We were preparing for a breakout. And this explosion, it was about to start on a small, cold island called Great Britain. Whether we knew it or not, the silent world was about to scream. Chapter 2. Why Britain? Coal and Capital. So, why Britain? Why not China? Why not France or the Netherlands? It came down to a simple, almost accidental recipe: geography and greed. Britain was like a small child sitting on a chest of black gold. It's called coal. You see, the British had already chopped down all their trees to build warships and make firewood. They were freezing. So they were forced to dig deep into the ground. And deep they went. They found massive, endless reserves of coal. But there was a problem. A small, wet, annoying problem. The deeper they dug, the more the mines flooded. The pits became underground swimming pools. The miners could only stand there, looking at all that fuel trapped underwater. This is where history got lucky. The British needed a way to pump that water out. Not with horse muscles, but with relentless power. Enter the geniuses like Thomas Newcomen, and later, the perfectionist, James Watt. They built a machine that, at the time, looked like dark magic. It ate coal, it breathed steam, and it possessed the strength of 50 horses. The steam engine. This machine didn't just drain water, it drained all constraints on human production. It was a dead thing that had been brought to life to serve humanity. Combine this new machine with Britain's immense wealth from their colonies, we're talking capital, raw materials, and global markets, and you have the perfect storm. Britain was a kitchen with all the ingredients, an ambitious chef, and a hungry world waiting to buy the product. The era of muscle was officially over. The era of the machine had begun.
Chapter 3. The Factory Monster, Textiles and Time. Once they used the steam engine to pump water, they asked the defining question of the century. Why can't this machine do everything else? And the first target was your clothes. Before, you had to wait months for wool to be hand-spun into thread. It took forever. But now? Connect that steam engine to a spinning frame. The result? Insanity. One machine could now do the work of 100 people. This is the birth of the factory. Before people worked at home, they could stop for a tea break. They worked with the seasons. But inside the factory, the steam engine doesn't care about tea breaks. It doesn't care about your sore back. It doesn't care if it's Sunday. If the machine moves like you move. Man, the creator had become the machine's servant. This is when the concept of time changed forever. Humans stopped working when they were tired and started working when they were allowed to. Show up a minute late? Your wage is cut. Don't sync your movements with the machinery? You might lose a finger. Cities like Manchester and Birmingham, which were basically villages, exploded into ugly, smoke-filled jungles. Rural people poured in from the countryside, hoping for a fortune, but instead they found slum housing, cholera, and 16-hour workdays. Welcome to modernity, where humans learned how to live like robots.